Happy Sunday, everyone. Iron Leprechaun coming at you. It's actually the what is it? Yeah, it's the first Sunday in the church calendar in the of Advent. So if that means something to you, right on. That's not what I'm going to talk about in the video today. It's not what I want to talk about, but it just so happens to be that. So, um, happy first Sunday in Advent. So what I'm going to talk about here is it's I talk a lot about communication and how important it is and how valuable it is and how lack of communication just destroys everything. Especially in a work environment, because there's teamwork involved and you need to communicate. And on a more personal note, intimate relationships, especially if you got children involved. Communication is just huge. And I'm not going to beat that up because that's going to be a common theme through all these videos, and I've had specific videos on it. But what I am going to talk about is a piece of communication or a piece of something that happens while communicating. And everybody does it. Everybody does it. If you say you don't, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. If you're going to lie to me, just don't even talk to me. So you can lie to yourself all you want, but do it over there. So I. What, while having a conversation, that's the type I'm talking about, and you see it more in face-to-face conversation. Now, in texting conversation, it actually kind of just goes with texting conversation, just the way texting is. And what I'm talking about is not listening and waiting for your turn to say what you got to say. So, like I said, everybody does it. I do it. I used to be really bad at it, like really huge, to out myself. I mean, it was a big deal. So, I mean, hell, to the point where I would actually just start talking when somebody wouldn't stop talking. I just start talking about what I had to say. It was like this explosion, this volcano eruption of what I had to say just came out, and I couldn't hold it back anymore. You know, how selfish and self-centered is that? I mean, if I'm doing that, okay, I have to sit there and concentrate. And I can't be alone in this. I have to concentrate on holding on to that thought. And while I'm doing that, I ain't listening to who I'm talking to. You can't do both. You can't. Okay? Example, you're talking to somebody and they said a few things and you had something to say back to you had something to respond to, one of the things they said, but they continued because their thought wasn't done. They weren't done talking for like another 30 to 45 seconds, typically. How many of you forgot what you were going to respond to the thing they said before that was? It happens. I mean, it happens to everybody. Because what do you say? Oh, I had something I was going to say, but I forgot. You know what that means? You don't beat yourself up. That means you were listening. You were genuinely listening to the person you were talking to. I mean, especially in intimate relationships, okay? And it's important on both sides, but I'm going to tell you, guys, let me tell you something. I can say this because I've not done it quite a bit, and then I've done it and seen the difference. I know what I'm saying when I say this, okay? Women love to be heard. Okay? So sometimes you gotta shut this off, shut the fuck up and listen. So but that's a whole nother subject, I'm not here to give dating and relationship advice at the moment. Not this video. Anyway, if I'm sitting here, basically, at the root of all my troubles is selfishness and self-centeredness. It says that in 12-Step Recovery, every program. So, guess what? This is that. And life is a series of relationships, one form or another. And that's why this is so essential. I have to be willing to get out of myself, stop worrying about what I have to say, and listen to somebody that I obviously care about them enough to listen to what they have to say. And we're coworkers, maybe not so much, but friends, family, intimate lovers. You got to listen, right? You care about them, you love them, you say you do, unless you're lying. So act like you love them. Listen to them. Okay? If you're working and your coworker talks to you, they came up to you to say something that's important. It might have to do with the betterment of your job, making your job easier, or so that you don't get fired, or maybe they know something you don't. You know what I mean? And if your boss is talking to you, you damn well better listen, because that ain't right. First off, it ain't an honorable thing to do. Secondly, you probably get fired if you do it too much. You know, then if I was a boss and I had coworkers that didn't listen, I'd oust them. You know, I'd get somebody here who listens. So we all do it. Just something to think about. I've been horrible at it. I'm a work in progress at this. I still catch myself doing it, but man, it is so huge. So next time you're talking, just maybe when you have this overwhelming urge to say something, just step back and listen. Just listen. People all want to be heard. Iron Leprechaun signing out. Have a good rest of your weekend.